Welcome back to the channel, everybody. It is me, Stateside, and Happy New Year to anyone watching this. This video is coming out December 31st, and I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you have a fantastic New Year's Day, and I hope you have a fantastic 2025. All good energy going into 2025, but let's talk about what's heating up right now. It's that January transfer window. By the time you're watching this, the January window may already be open, and we got to talk about players who are looking for a move, players who need to find a new club, whether it's a seasoned star who's looking to revive their career because it looks like they're done at the club they're at, to young talents on the rise that deserve a move away from the club that they're going or they're currently at. But before I get into our first player, if you enjoy any of this content, be sure to smash that subscribe button. I really want to hit a lot of milestones as we hit 2025. I'd really like to do a lot more with this. But again, if you enjoyed it, and hit that like button as well if you enjoyed it at all. But let's go ahead, let's get right into it. Starting off with our first player, we got to start with Marcus Rashford, kind of the player that's really making headlines right now. At just 27 years old, Rashford should be entering his prime, and we're not seeing that. It's really not gone to plan for him this season. Manchester United under Ruben Amorim, and of course, with only 4 goals and 1 assist in 15 appearances, he's been phased out of the squad and is no longer a key player, no longer a player at all, really, for Manchester United. Despite them losing the other day, he did stay on the bench. That said, his talent is undeniable. A strong left-sided player or striker. He could be a bargain buy. I think he's valued around 50 million still, but say around 30 million from the right club. Could a change of scenery help him recover his form? Could a move elsewhere really help him revive his career? I think so, and I think that he'll find that move to either a top-level Premier League team, maybe a team just below, a team that could be selling their striker, like Alexander Isak may want a Marcus Rashford to come in and take over that striker role. We'll just have to wait and see what happens this January. Up next, we have a star that looks like a star in the making, maybe even a little Mo Salah. Obviously not comparisons, plays somewhat different positions, still plays in that forward line. 25-year-old at Frankfurt, Omar Marmoush, or Marmoush, I'm not quite sure how you pronounce that last name, but 13 goals and 7 assists this season, better than his tally for both goals and assists all of last season. What's interesting is that he's massively overperforming his expected goals, which is 7.56, and his expected assist of 3.38. The big question is this just a hot streak, or is he reaching a new level? Is he reaching new heights in his career? Clubs are looking for firepower right now as we enter the January transfer window and we see title races heating up. Teams need strikers. Teams need goals. Is Marmoush going to be that guy? Are they going to play the hot hand and take a chance on him? Are Frankfurt even going to sell him? Because they're currently 3rd in the Bundesliga. They look like they're probably going to be comfortably in the Champions League next season, but they will want to hold on to a player of that quality in their squad. But I think, could we see a team get him now? Will we see a team wait for the summer to see if he's really all that he's made out to be? Could we see a team very soon make a plunge into the bank accounts and go get him? Up next is a player I've already talked about where I think they'll be moving in another video. I've talked about it. Transfer video will be up here on the corner of the card, or this corner, whichever, the top right corner of your screen. 27-year-old left back Antonee Robinson, currently at Fulham. Impressive start to this season. He's had a very good 2024 in general. He's got 7 assists so far this season in the Premier League, 1.3 key passes per game. His expected assists of 2.57 might suggest some overperformance. However, Robinson seems to always be involved in Fulham, whether it's at the back, whether it's at the front. With his contract running until about 2028, Fulham could demand a fee likely between 40 to 45 million euros for his services. If a club is willing to pay that, Robinson could be a game changer in their defense. I think I've already talked about their club that I think needs to go after him enough. It's a team desperately needing a left back, with their current left back being an aging star. Liverpool, I think he would fit like a glove right there, and I would be very worried as an Arsenal fan if he went to Liverpool. Now we got to go back to the Bundesliga here to talk about Lyon Goretzka. Moving on from Bayern Munich, in my opinion, 29 years old, really struggling for game time for the German Giants. 10 appearances, only 4 starts in the Bundesliga this season. He's contributed 1 goal and 1 assist in those games, but it's not what we've come to expect from a player of his caliber. His contract's running until 2026, so about a year and a half left on his deal. Bayern may be opening to let him leave for around 22 million. What's his transfer value at? I could see it for around 20 million would probably be the final fee I see him going for. Could he benefit from a fresh challenge? Could he benefit from going somewhere where he's been more comfortable, maybe more relied on, gets consistent minutes, and able to revive his career? We would just have to wait and see. I don't see Bayern really caring if he sticks around or not. It's really just whether or not is a team going to be able to match his wage packet? That's really the question that needs to be answered. I'm not quite sure they will. I think a fresh challenge would be good for him, absolutely. Now up next, we've got to talk about Milan Skriniar of PSG. He's gotten 5 appearances in League One, no Champions League minutes, 4 starts. He's 29 years old, a player that looked so good for Inter Milan when he was there. Very good center back. He still has plenty to offer. And I think a move back to the Serie A where he's kind of established his name really just seems like the logical move for him. However, I wouldn't rule out a Premier League team either. A team that maybe needs some help in defense, a right-sided center back. Tottenham, I think, might go for him, swoop in to bolster their back line. Transfer value is marked at just 15 million. He's an absolute steal for a defender that's proven himself in Serie A. I think that with minutes and build his confidence back up, I think Skriniar would be a steal for whoever goes out and gets him. Now, it wasn't going to be a transfer video if we didn't talk about Viktor Gyokeres once again. Just a player that's been unstoppable for Sporting, 26 years old, Swedish striker, 20 goal contributions in just 16 Liga Portugal starts. XG of 15.68, expected assist at 3.94. So he only has 2 assists, so he's actually underperforming his expected assists right now. And so 18 goals with 15.68 expected goals. So he's not overperforming his expected goals at an unreal rate. He's just finishing a little bit above that. So he's definitely getting in positions to find goals. Whether it's January or the summer, Gyokeres is moving. It's going to happen. We all know it. He turns 27 in June, so now might be the perfect time for clubs to strike as he really hits that prime, kind of a later bloomer if you look at him. But I do think a move here in January back to the Premier League to a top team is exactly on the cards, exactly what we come to expect. Now, a player who's looked like they were going to move since the day they went to Barcelona, it has to be Frenkie De Jong on the move this January. If anyone's looking for a midfielder, look no further. 27 years old, just been limited to 8 La Liga appearances this season, only 1 of which he has started. It's a similar story in the Champions League, 1 start and 4 appearances. For a player of his quality, this lack of game time is baffling. And at 45 million is what his transfer value is marked at. De Jong could be an excellent addition to any team that's looking for a midfielder. Even any team that's not really in need of a midfielder, Frenkie De Jong will come in and he will be a star in your team. I could see a move to Manchester, the blue or red side. I don't think he'll go to Manchester United now that his connection with what is his name? Erik ten Hag is no longer there. I don't see that one happening. Could we see a move back to the Eredivisie? I doubt that. Really, I think it's either going to be Premier League or maybe bust here for Frenkie De Jong. I don't see Bayern wanting him. I don't see him going to Dortmund. PSG, I don't see happening. Serie A is never going to happen. It's really just kind of a weird position that he's in because he's got the quality. It's just, why is he not getting the game time? It's because a lot of young players at Barcelona are quality. But if they sell Frenkie De Jong, they look like they can keep Dani Olmo. I think 45 million is a fair price, but I think they may end up selling him for even cheaper because they need that money. Speaking of Eredivisie talents, we've got a center back here. I think it's our second center back on the list. Oliver Boscagli, PSV center back, French defender, 27 years old, has been a standout performer this season for the Dutch side. 1 goal, 4 assists so far for them this season, and 6 clean sheets. As a left-footed defender, he can play on the left side of as your left center back, which is a highly sought-after profile. He's put 6 solid years together in the Eredivisie, and a move to a mid-table Premier League team just feels like the logical next step for him. I could see a Bundesliga team going in for him. He's French. Could we see a Ligue 1 team? Could we see him move to a Monaco? Could we see him move to I doubt a PSG happens at that age, especially, not being such a high-profile name. But I do think this is a move that could be on the cards for a team looking to bolster the defense. West Ham could see this one happening. I doubt Wolves go for him. I doubt Wolves can afford him, to be honest with you. But just a few options there. Now, it's not very often you see a player already signed to go join another club. Thiago Almada, who we're going to be talking about here, is our ninth player. 23-year-old midfielder, played his last season in Brazil, winning the Copa Libertadores as well. I believe it was the club that he was playing for their first time winning that trophy. A club owned by the same group as Lyon, so he already had a transfer negotiated to join Lyon. The DNCG has imposed a recruitment ban on Lyon and provisionally relegated them to League Two. To avoid that fate, Lyon will need to offload players in January. I think that Thiago Almada could be one of them, despite Lyon saying they want to keep him. I think the player that probably carries the most value in that Olympic Lyon team is Thiago Almada. 27 million we're saying for him could be a fantastic pickup for any club looking to pick up a creativity in their midfield. A little undersized maybe for the Premier League, but could we see him move to a Real Betis? Could we see him move to maybe not a Valencia, but since Valencia has been struggling recently, but a team that has a little bit of money to spend, is looking for a little bit of creativity, sees a team that needs to sell players. I think Thiago Almada moves to it, maybe a little Europa League level La Liga team. I could see that. He's got quality of talent, plenty of talent. I'm an Atlanta United fan. I've seen him play, what he can do in person. I've witnessed it myself for years now. I think he's a fantastic player that could definitely make a move to a bigger club than Lyon. Or I don't want to say bigger club than Lyon. Lyon's a big club, but a team that can afford his services, unlike Lyon right now. Finally, our last player has to be Viktor Osimhen. Let's talk about him. Currently on loan at Galatasaray from Napoli. Osimhen has been lethal in the Turkish Super League. 9 goals, 3 assists in 11 matches. He's unwanted player at Napoli currently. He's 26 years old. He even scored a brace in the Europa League against Tottenham in early November. 75 million is what his transfer value is marked at. He's primed for a big move. It's been rumored for years now. He went from Lille to Napoli, and now he's at Galatasaray. It just feels like he's going to make that move to a Premier League side. He's going to move to a Chelsea, to an Arsenal, somewhere that they need a striker, an out-and-out number 9. Viktor Osimhen is going to be on the move this January. The question is, where does he end up? But that's it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to leave a like down below and hit that subscribe button so you never miss another video quite like this one. And let me know in the comments down below players that you think will make a move this January window. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.